What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing good. Today, we're doing something completely different. Something that you guys might not know about me is that actually, I've been a game developer for about a decade now, and it's actually used to be what I did for a living before doing YouTube and stuff. And I am currently working on my own game, and I've been keeping thinking that it'd be cool to share some game development with you guys. So what I thought would be a really cool way to sort of launch the idea of us streaming, doing game development and stuff, would be to actually do it. What's up, Amber Seeker? Thanks for talking about the stream. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, would be to actually start doing game development streams in a similar vein to some of our Valheim content on the YouTube channel. And what I mean by that is that one of the things that we're sort of known for doing with Valheim content is challenge runs. And so I thought we could do sort of a game development test 1, 2. Oh, are we back? Okay. I don't know why the audio software that I've been using randomly keeps shit in the bed. So apologies for that. Where was Amber before it cut out? I guess what I was saying was you're about to tell us which game we'll see. Oh, okay, no. So we're going to be streaming making games. So yeah, I've been wanting to introduce you guys to like sharing some game development content, and one of the ways that I thought it'd be coolest to actually do that is by making it kind of like a challenge. And you know, like on the YouTube channel and stuff, we do gameplay challenges with Valheim. Well, we can sort of do the game development version of that, right? So what we're actually going to be doing is streaming doing a game jam with the added twist that we're doing it with 50% of the time remaining. So it's going to be pretty crazy, but we'll get into that in just a moment. I'm just quickly checking that everything is working with the stream and stuff. I don't know why, but my audio software has just been super weird today. It's like never really normally a problem. Is the volume of the music and everything good as well? Okay, so anyway. All good. Thank you. Thank you. So I've got it set up so that I can hide my screen pretty easily, just because doing game development and stuff, I'm showing my desktop the entire time, and I'm like definitely paranoid about actually doxing myself, basically. So what we're gonna do is, let me show you guys my screen. All right, so first of all, let's create a new tab and let's go to the Pirate Software Game Jam, right? So this is the Game Jam. So for anyone that doesn't know, I'm going to be sort of talking about a lot of stuff as, like, in a way that hopefully is understandable for anyone that doesn't know about any of this stuff, even though I know a lot of you guys will know. But a game jam is basically something that developers mostly do for fun or practice, or maybe even like just to show off. And some people do it actually pretty competitively. But it's basically, what it is someone organizes it and you get given a certain amount of days, a certain amount of time, and you have to make a video game within that time. And it's usually a crazy challenge. Like, it's a crazy feat to make anything remotely resembling a game within any short amount of time, right? It can take years to make games. So with this game jam, you had 14 days to make a game, but we're entering it 7 days in. So we actually have 7. So this is the challenge run, is that we're going to be making a game within 7 days, right? We're entering this game jam. Massive disadvantage, basically. So the theme of the game jam is shadows and alchemy. So the first thing we probably should do before we get started making the game and stuff is actually sign up and join and figure this stuff out. So shall we read this page so everyone knows what's going on? So for anyone that doesn't know, this is Pirate Software's game jam. He's is a YouTuber that is also a game developer. Shadows and alchemy. What kind of twist could we put on that to end up with a zombie first-person shooter? Yeah, I mean, it says here about basically, well, let's read it. So here it says, what is a game jam? A game jam is a short event where you and others work together to create a small game. Most jams have some kind of restriction on theme or style to get you thinking about games in a new way. Game jams are a great way to test ideas, build on your skills, and meet other awesome creative people. Do them. Future you will thank you for it. Pirate Software runs game jams 2 times a year, and all of our jams have prizes. So yeah, it says the theme is Shadows and Alchemy. It says the community decided on combining the 2 winning themes of Shadows and Alchemy. Shadows can relate to a number of different subjects outside of light levels. Think about shadow governments, secret societies, or elemental effects. Alchemy can also be used for much more than mixing potions. Alchemy is about transformation, synthesis, combination, and hidden knowledge. Themes are meant to be a restriction that you need to solve your way out of. Don't despair if this is a theme you dislike. Instead, try to find a creative solution where you can have fun and try something you otherwise wouldn't have. So, a lot of flexibility. I've got some ideas. We can maybe talk about that later once we get into it. So we need to get set up because I'm not so sure what the rules are around like me just getting started without being set up. I don't know if it really matters or not. So we need to join the Discord, form into teams or decide running solo. We'll be running solo. Come up with a team name and get ready to chat. The rules, this is not an exhaustive list, don't be a dumbass. You must follow the itch.io TOS. I'm sure we'll be fine with that. No teams of more than 5 people. Submission must include a game design document. Your submission, we'll be spending a lot of time on that game design document. So a lot of what we'll be doing is like brainstorming ideas and figuring what the game will be, sort of like just in theory on paper, before we, well, a lot of it will be done before, but some of it will be doing in between development work. Your submission must run in a browser. That's fine. If you do need to leave your team, let them know. Do not attempt to sabotage other teams. Be cool to each other. No AI-generated content. No pornographic content or nudity. No illicit drug references. You can only use assets you have the commercial license for. Some asset packs only allow non-commercial use. Make sure you know the licensing limits for everything you use. The intention is for you to build your own stuff and learn from it. Don't overthink this. Try to find a way around it. Just make things. The game jam is the flex of personal skill, not a personal wallet. No pornographic nudity, you're out. I appreciate that. I've just realized what they were trying to say here, which is like that basically you could just buy assets and build your game with it. That's what they say, like not personal wallet. So for submission, I'm curious about this because the way I do game design stuff, game design document stuff, is like a whole other thing that I don't like just text documents necessarily. But we can get onto that. So I'm curious what they say for this. So they want the game design document. This is a planning document that details what your game will be. This is a required part of your submission. And best practice. So don't forget it. Make sure to include it in the downloadable files for your submission. You must submit your game design document as a Google Drive file. Okay. Not a downloadable PDF. So again, Pirate Software actually is a hacker. He worked in cybersecurity for a long time. A lot of this stuff is like they're avoiding downloading shit because they don't. No one wants to get hacked who's judging the competition. So I have to do a game design document in Google Drive, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. I usually use something called Obsidian for that, which is a lot. Basically, you can kind of... Obsidian is essentially a really fancy notepad thing where you can create lots of notes and link them together. It's almost like a wiki where you can reference different things and it has like links between them, but that you can also mod it to have like canvases and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see about that. So prototype. This is a very limited working copy of the game. Focus on playability over anything else. If it doesn't run, it won't win. Your prototype must run as a browser upload here on itch.io. The reason this is required is for ease of judging and reduction in malware. Winners will be announced during the daily dev stream. Yeah, we're almost at the bottom, so we might as well read it all. So voting criteria. The judging team will vote on 4 major categories for each entry in the jam. As games are subjective media, these categories are guidelines for judges to follow when exploring your game. Don't worry about tricking the judges into liking your game. Use these criteria as loose guidelines to make the best game possible. Don't overthink it. So this is what they're going to be judging games on. I highly doubt we'll manage to win this. Of me doing this solo with half a allotted time, that would be fucking insane if we did. So I'm not sure how much of any of this matters, but it's probably good to know because this is sort of like what everyone else is aiming for too, right? So playability. Were systems in your game clunky or polished? Was the game tripping over itself? Focus on playability. Make sure the build works. Okay, well that's self-explanatory. Did your game follow the theme? Was the theme entirely ignored? Did you implement the theme in a clever or interesting way? Okay, that makes sense. So far, it's just got to work, and if it actually works well, then that's the biggest deal, apparently. And then being on theme. Cleverness. Did you have an ingenious mechanic in your game? Maybe you told a story with very interesting or unique twist. The more clever you are, the more likely you are to win. Okay. Everyone has a style that they like or enjoy. This cleverness thing, we'll come back to this in a moment. This is already influencing what my engine choice might be. A quadruple A title in less than 7 days should be no issue. True. Artistic style. Everyone has a style that they like or enjoy. Style is not bound only to AAA assets from major studios. Pixel art, MIDI songs, Foley work, art, and more all ooze with artistic style. Just make something you think works and run with it. I have some thoughts on that, so we'll come back to that in a minute. Judge's choice. Every judge is different, and games are subjectively valuable. Each judge is free to vote how they wish, and they may find games special to them. This category is for each judge's favorite game to add extra weight to them. Okay, so they're basically saying the playability is the most important thing. We need to be getting our thinking caps on, chat. So to me, that means like, especially doing this with half the time allotted, keeping it very simple is going to be very sensible. To just have it be rock solid. We should hypothetically, this is bold to say without doing anything, should be able to make something that is absolutely rock solid playability wise. The theme is whatever. We want to stay on theme. That's the most important thing. Now, cleverness. Did you have an ingenious mechanic in your game? Maybe you told a story very interesting. The more clever you are, the more likely you are to win. One of the things I've been doing is I'm making a game that's basically a Game Boy game at the minute that actually can run on a Game Boy. And I kind of feel like just something running on a Game Boy is just so cool. that I feel like we might get like cleverness points for that. Which makes me think about using Game Boy Studio, basically. So that's one thought I had. The artistic style thing. Makes me think about I'm probably best at just coming up with like creative ideas, and then also just like music stuff. But the problem with that is, if we make a Game Boy game, the audio is going to be very limited. So I don't know. But anyway, let's just get signed up for now. Oh, prizes. So the prizes aren't a big deal. I'm not bothered. We're just doing this like for fun and for content. But you get $100 for your Steam upload fee so that you can release your game on Steam. Pirate Software Game Jam Laurel to display on the game publicly, and access the Game Jam winners channels. Shout out on Pirate Software social media accounts. That probably would be quite a big deal if we wanted to release this game. And you get personal feedback from Off-Brand Games on game publishing, no strings attached, which is like whatever. Let's get signed up and stuff. Let me just quickly hide my screen and log in here, because I don't want to dox myself by showing my email and stuff. Now you got to bear in mind, we're not playing a video game at the minute, chat. We're making one. So this is a very gradual process. It's going to be a very slow process, but you'll hopefully over the next week get to see going from, you know, literally nothing really going on to you know, having a game that you guys will be able to play. Because obviously we'll just release the game for free at the end. I've got a couple of different itch.io accounts, and I'm not sure which one I should really use. I think I should just use my personal one. I have one that's like, well, yeah, I should probably work on this, but it doesn't matter right now. I'll just enter it on this. So I'll click join jam. Now I've got to join Discord. Can I do this without doxing myself? Did you perchance play Mystic Quest on the Game Boy back in the day? I actually didn't. Was it good? Unable to accept invite. Okay. This is me. I already have an account. Wait, let me it showed what the game was capable of, Big Adventure with the physical map. I'll check that out. I'm definitely really interested in interesting games on the Game Boy at the minute because of what I've been working on. Fuck. I just did something stupid. I closed a QR code that I actually needed. I'm trying to just log in with my phone instead. Oh, my phone isn't even connected to the internet. Thanks for the sub, P. My phone's been super weird at the minute. Let me actually open Discord over here on the other computer so I don't show anything that I shouldn't. Finally. What do you want to do in this community? Okay. Compete in game jams. I just need to make sure there's nothing else I have to do to register in the Discord. Okay. I think we're Gucci. I don't think there's anything else we need to be worried about there. All right. Let me just make sure there's no like ticket system. I think we're good, man. I think we can just crack on. So I'm just wondering about notes and stuff like that because I fucking hate using Google Docs. Maybe I do just get like set up in a new repo and create a new Obsidian vault, and then we just start brainstorming from there. And once we got done our brainstorming and stuff there, we can start thinking about getting going with the game design document and maybe just like getting started basically. Yeah, I mean, I literally see... I don't think there is anything that we need to do further there. All right, good. So, something that I like to do is this is a web browser that I'm using right now called Arc. Something that I like to do is actually create different spaces in Arc for different projects. Not every project, but like big ones. And this allows me to just have like a whole set of folders and bookmarks and stuff, and all just sort of filed away for specific things, so that when I'm working on stuff, I can just be like looking at stuff in a browser, and I'm only ever looking at what I'm actually working on. So we can, number one, stay organized, and number two, not be too distracted. So we're gonna have something set up for our repo at some point. So let's just start just getting organized. First things first is like, I like to kind of I have a tendency to get like very, very messy. So I like to start very organized. And then once everything's super organized, I've got all my little channels to get messy within, if you know what I mean, and it makes it less messy in the end. You can just log out of this for now. We're going to definitely want to go to life chaos. If absolute life is all down. Nice. Alright, so I'm going to Google. I'm just going to GitHub real quick. And Um, I've got no templates I'm like happy with at the minute in GitHub. So this is just like version control. This is basically just like where we're storing and backing up everything that we do. In case anything goes wrong, we can go back to when it wasn't broken. We can also use GitHub to publish it and stuff as well and make it open source, what we're doing. I can't remember what what was in here, like... Oh, yeah, okay. Design... All right. Yeah, let's do this. Where is our game jam thing? Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's create a new repo from this template. Repository name. Pirate Jam game. We'll keep it private for now. We can make it public at some point, so you guys can go in and root around. A lot of this is just going to be nonsensical because I don't have like a finished template that I actually like right now, but this is us just like getting set up basically. Right, so we've got a new GitHub repository. Let's it's so weird. Doing this sort of thing on stream. I'm so not used to it. But it's gonna be fun. So one of the other things that I really like to do with this is also use this. We're gonna need to basically manage all of the tasks and stuff that we need to do. We don't want to be like leaving anything to the imagination. So we're gonna create a GitHub project. And we're going to use this to keep track of all of our tasks and stuff in the project. So yeah, this is going to be super useful. Just to keep track of what it is we're actually doing. So then I actually always use this issues to project workflow, which basically what this does is, so with GitHub, right? Obviously, like, yeah, we're backing everything up onto GitHub. They have this whole issue system. So you can basically create an issue and say, you know, such a thing needs fixing, right? What you can actually do is this action here, issues to projects, will convert any GitHub issue to a to-do on your to-do list, and it links vice versa, so that you can actually link your to-do list with your code repository, so that you can literally look through all the commits, for example, and you'll be able to see like, oh, this is when you completed such a task. And then you'll be able to view that task here as well. Basically, if that makes sense. If anyone has any questions, I definitely encourage you to ask questions. Because I think I'm not making a lot of sense sometimes because I'm thinking a lot right now. But I could definitely make it clearer if people want me to. So anyway, with this, I can actually show you what's going to happen here. Makes sense to me. I love seeing people's workflows. Nice. Thanks, CWH. Appreciate that. I'm clear enough. Okay, cool. So this actually makes sense, right? So we can create an issue because we're essentially going to use this as sort of like to-dos. And you'll see like, this is a lot of what we're going to do right now is just set up my workflow that I do every single day. So we're just setting it up, right? So, for example, we can say set up repo for Game Jam, right? Something like that. Or I can submit a new issue. So this now shows on the repo, right? Well, this action is supposed to send it to a project, but look, it doesn't work. So if you click on it, you can see why it doesn't work. And it's not been supplied with a token, which I will probably have to hide my screen to do something to do with the token, so I don't fucking give out access to a GitHub token publicly, which probably wouldn't be great. So this is, I know this is the case. I'm just showing you guys it, right? So also another thing, if we go back, we can actually look at the YAML script here. You work for GitHub in security, ironically. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'll definitely be hiding my screen. And yeah, look, we have this project URL isn't the correct project URL, right? So, simple thing we can do is just go to this URL And we can see here, project number 12, right? So that's the first thing we can do, is we can edit this file. And now it's going to point to the correct place. I'm now just thinking, at what point do I hide the screen? But yeah, it still won't work because it still needs a token, right? So I need to go get my token. There's no real good way of me showing this without it getting risky. Oh wait, no, I can. So if I go to settings, right, you can, so if you go here, right, and we look at the script again, you can see that it's getting the token here, and it's doing secrets dot add to project underscore pat, right? So it means it's pulling from the secrets of this project. We just created this project, so there are no secrets. So this is where I'll be adding the token for the repo, which I'm going to hide my screen right now before I make a terrible mistake there. So let me just do that real quick. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions. We should generate a new token for this. Let's confirm access on my phone. In fact, what I'm doing right now to confirm access, Seawage may be partially responsible for if he actually does security for GitHub, which is a really funny coincidence. Why is my phone constantly disconnecting from my network right now? It wants to connect to my camera. I think something ain't right with the router downstairs, but most of those internal security stuff, but I know there's song and dance as well. Nice. That's a really interesting job, dude. It's very cool. I had no idea. So what kind of stuff do you get into, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I'm in. I'll just generate a token right now. I think it's just repo and project, if I'm not mistaken, that we need access to here. And just double check that. Yeah, it is. Okay. Responsible for a IAM, so basically automating who gets access to what and making sure it gets cleaned up when people leave the company and so on. Jam, what is this? I'm doing Pirate Software's Game Jam with the twist that we're basically doing it like a challenge run, a Valheim challenge run, where you're supposed to get 14 days to make a video game. But we're actually doing it with less than 7 days left. So game jam speedrun, game jam challenge run, basically, yeah. All that good stuff. Okay, guys. I have generated the token. I can't show you my screen yet, but just bear with me. Actions. I can, in just a moment, do this. We're almost there. Yeah, so we're doing a game jam challenge run, basically. Which I guess I don't really know why, but I do know why. I wanna show more of my life with you guys, because sometimes I feel like all of the gaps in between me doing Valheim content, you guys have no idea what I'm up to. I definitely want to share some game fun with you guys. Okay, I think... Let me just check before I show this on screen. I think we're Gucci. So you see now I've added a secret with the name that was being called in the script that we looked at before. So you can see all of our actions that have ran here. We can see where it failed here again, look. And it wanted the token. And in the actual YAML script, it had this name. And that now matches this name, right? So now we can just test this like this, right? Test issues to project. Submit a new issue. Go to actions. It'll show up. It's running. And boom, it's worked. So what does that mean, right? What it means is, now when we go to our to-do list, boom. Test issues to project is showing up. So we can drag that wherever we want to do. In progress, ooh, we're testing it now, and then it's also done, right? But because this is actually a GitHub issue, something that we kind of can't show at this moment in time because we're not set up yet, but we can actually, if we resolve, you can resolve an issue with a commit. It will also work with that. So I fucking love this, and I usually get super nerdy with this. Like, I can show you. Content creation, for example. I have a project. I just set this up to start using this for organizing my content creation stuff just the other day. So like, this is my general to-do list. This is my long form videos. I'm calling these pants because that's inspired by Pirate Software. Actually, it's basically short long form videos, shorts, stream to-dos. This is all my to-dos. This is everything in progress. This is everything done. This is everything with no status. And then here, look, like if it's to do with content, I think it's going to be banger or easy to make. So you can see, like, you can organize projects in a million different ways. But this is, so that's like for organizing the project, right? Something I normally do as well, actually, is now we've got this, if I open this in another tab, and we go to the actual repo, and I open up the issues, I always just stick this here, and I'll label this. So now I just have this folder. I always have this set up. There's like 3 tabs set up going. So I can keep track of the entire project just with these 3 tabs, right? But this is where it gets way cooler. Is I use Raycast on a Mac, which is just this thing. It just... You can just bring this up with a shortcut on your keyboard, right? And in it, you can create lots of shortcuts and stuff. But it also has lots of plugins. And one of them is for GitHub. And the reason why this is like a thing, why this is like so good, is that I have a GitHub plugin for it. So now I have a keyboard shortcut where if I do the keyboard shortcut, which I think I don't know, I'm actually not using a Mac keyboard right now, so I don't know what this officially is, but it's like Command Control Option and I. It brings up this window just over everything, and we can select the repo, and it does. This is just instantly creating an issue. So whatever I'm doing, we're working on the game, bring up this, and we're just like, oh, this needs doing. Type that in, Command Enter, boom, it's done. It's stashed away. I don't have to think about it, and we don't have to forget it, right? So we can create issues instantaneously that will show up as a to-do in the to-do list. And then we can also resolve them just via a commit. So it's all linked together. The next thing we'd really want to do, actually we can do an example. Let's do set up Obsidian in repo, something like that, right? Oh shit, I decided that's the wrong repo. Don't worry. There's nothing important happened there. Right, so that's just going to show up here now, right? So now we'll drag that to in progress. Now we'll do the next step, which is I'll create another desktop. And I normally have 2 Finder windows open like this, just so it's easy to transferring things between directories. And then we'll get a GitHub desktop client going. And now I'm going to clone the repository. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Clone repository. Pirate Game Jam. And it's going to go into my usual repositories folder on the computer. So now everything we just created on GitHub is here. So what I want to do some of this template stuff is fucking pointless, but there's no point in getting into that right now. I'm gonna create a folder and just call it Obsidian. Because I just can't not use Obsidian for taking notes and stuff like that. I know they want the game design document to be Google Drive, just so we don't give them a virus or whatever. We don't hack them. But I fucking hate working in just Google Docs or whatever. So what I'm gonna do is, so this is Obsidian. I love Obsidian for lots of different reasons, but this is a script actually for a video that I released today. This is one from my game development. Like, look at this. Like, it visualizes like all the different notes in the project, and it links them together. These are all the various different tags for different documents. You can tag things, and it sort of functions like a wiki as well, kind of. It's so good. I love Obsidian. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm actually gonna go to copy this Obsidian vault. Yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. Then we're gonna go back to Obsidian. Open vault. Open folder as vault. Repositories. Pirate Jam game. Design. Obsidian. Pirate Game Jam vault. Boom. And the reason I'm doing this is for this bit here, because even though it's kind of, like I said earlier, I'm not prepared for this whatsoever. I've literally done no preparation. So I have no templates set up or anything. And I just want all of my Obsidian plugins ready to go, basically. And this is like a very small vault, because it's a brand new one I just created. So I can just delete this shit that I don't want. And the reason I'm doing this is so we can actually start doing notes and stuff like that. So we can just create one called Game Ideas for now. We can create a tag, Ideas. So we're already, this is the beginning of our knowledge base for this game, basically. Right? So set up Obsidian in repo, right, was what we had in progress. This is issue number 3. Now we go here, Game Jam. We can actually do in the commit. resolves. If you do it resolves and then hashtag the number 3 for the issue number, and we commit this oh, what the fuck? Hang on. On branch main, your branch is up to date with origin main. On tracked files, git add. What's the fucking problem here? On tracked. Use git add to track. That's really weird though, because it is showing up here. Don't open that. I don't get this. The green plus sign. Now it just wants to open it here. Huh? Untracked files. On branch main, your branch is up to date with origin / main. Untracked files, use git add to include in what will be committed. Design obsidian. Nothing added to commit for files present. Use git add to track. But if it's untracked, then why is it showing up here? Yeah, like, I thought it just did it, though. I thought that's what this was. I don't recall like, doing this last time I set it up. Is it just because it's... Hang on. It's not empty, though. Oh my god. Oh, wait. Do you think it's because there's a markdown file there? But do you think it maybe needs content? It doesn't make any sense. Like, this is it. This is the file. It's a markdown file. This is what we've got open here. The fuck? It doesn't list the file, right? So it needs to be added. I don't understand why it's not just adding it. It just shows the folder. Yeah. I reset the app before, but I don't know. Maybe now it's made a difference. There's actually like content in it. I don't know. I swear. Huh? Okay. Hang on. Let me. Oh yeah, it's not ignoring markdown files or anything. I'm gonna do a thing. Let's just start again with this. Okay. Right, just so this isn't empty. Let me put a readme file there. Okay. Now, that's what I was checking before, like the git ignore thing. The fuck, bro? I don't get it. What's up, Terry Dot? Thanks for stopping by the stream. I hope you're doing good. There are, yeah. I know. Maybe what I should do is... Maybe what I should do is... Alright, Amber Seeker. Thanks for stopping by. I think what I'm going to do is actually try copying this over instead. Out of curiosity. I'm guessing what the issue was is that there's something that's not right about the way the directory is set up that I originally copied from. But this one is actually big, and because it wasn't like this is set up in a similar This is set up with the same template, GitHub template, the one that I just copied over. And it seems to have worked fine. Something isn't right there in that other one, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it just weirdly just got stun locked on a super fucking weird issue. Let me just delete all this shit now. That's not what I wanted. Okay. So this is what I was talking about. Where we can do this from a commit now. And if we go to our to-do list, because it's an issue, it will actually automatically get checked off like that from a commit. Okay. That is literally all we're demonstrating there. So, like 90 minutes in, and we've just got our work, like basically workflow set up, which is so dumb. So now we need to think, like, what do we actually need to do? We need to brainstorm game ideas. With on theme. And we also need to choose an engine. I think those like the two most important things that we need to do right now. So we need to start bringing over like some information. So we've got theme. Shadows and alchemy. So that makes me think of creating potions. Different ingredients. Stealth. Sneaky. Secret. You see, I think that in my head, when I hear like shadows and alchemy in this context, right? I'm thinking most literal interpretation. Nice spelling. Interoperation. What is this spell check? What's the little idea, let's call it? Making potions that create shadows to sneak through. Right? Potions made with ingredients found in surroundings or something. So I'm thinking about some kind of mechanic where is there a way? Hang on. I can do some kind of drawing here, right? I'm literally thinking about like wait, can I change this background color? It's super annoying. never use this tool. I just installed it. But anyway, I'm literally in my head, I'm kind of thinking about imagining you have like let's say you have like some pathway, right? And there could be like some sort of enemies. Just scattered around. And maybe you have to kind of go through this path, right? But there could be like lots of little ingredients just like kind of dotted around. And if you suck these ingredients up somehow, if you loot these ingredients, maybe you can throw a potion that basically creates like some kind of shadow or void. Like that allows you to pass by all the enemies like undetected. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Maybe the different mixes of ingredients could give the shadows different properties. True. Yeah, maybe. How do I do the fill tool in this goddamn thing? Don't know if you want ideas from chat or is too backseating. I'm open for ideas from chat. Oh, I see. This is what we're changing the background color of. So so you literally just have like kind of like levels basically. With different paths. Maybe. And then like bad guys. Yeah, I don't know. Could be good. If we're going to do that idea, how could we do this in Game Maker? And also, how could we do this in GB Studio? Because here's the thing with we've also got like this criteria stuff. To worry about. Right. I do feel like having something running on a Game Boy is just like such a novelty. Like, I'll show you guys, one sec. This is a prototype from something that I'm working on at the minute. And right here, I've got a this is a funny playing Game Boy Color. It's basically a FPGA device that is a Game Boy Color, but it's made with no Nintendo parts. It's all hardware emulated. But it's a Game Boy, and it's just got a flash card in it with an SD card in right now. And like, this is a prototype of something I'm working on right now. And like, I think this is like just such a novelty. And you can see, like, I'm literally playing it in the monitor preview. In this prototype, you can just like put a house down. This is like the prototype for building houses in my game. Right? And this is just like so freaking cool. And also, like, I can literally just fire this up on an OG Game Boy and it work. I feel like I feel like that potentially could win people over. And it's like, I can show you like that project. You know, that's this. And I feel like it's such a good novelty, and like they want, it has to run in a web browser, and this can easily run in a web browser, but also anyone can play it on any device because it's just a ROM. I am newish. I am new to GB Studio, so that I think we'd get like a lot of props. This is just everything. All the artwork is. This is just a prototype, so it's like everything is just a rush job in this, right? But like, this is what was just running on the Game Boy before. Like, I feel like a game with GB Studio is just this big cool factor in it. Oh, someone said something before. Maybe if you get a bit of red ingredient in there, Shadow could hide you and hurt enemies and guards. Yeah. So the only thing is, making potions that create shadows to sneak through. Potions made with ingredients found in surroundings. I really like this idea. With Game Maker, I don't know, we could do like pretty much any version of this idea. In GB Studio, however, we'd be limited to what the Game Boy can do. Which, depending on your perspective, may or may not sound like a big deal, but I can assure you it's a fucking really big deal. Do I work as a game dev, Nick? I used to be a game developer full-time. My whole story with game development is like, I was self-taught, and I wrote a blog years ago, like over a decade ago, about the learning process and my progress making a game at the time that I was just gonna release on Steam. And over the course of about a year or two of doing that, I just got asked to, I got approached by basically by a company, like if I would interview. They just like wanted to meet me and asked if I would do an interview, and they asked for a portfolio. So I just like bashed out a couple of games overnight, just like the tiniest little mini games and what I had made so far. And I ended up working at that company for a few years, and I was also like as a management position as well. So I made games professionally for a few years, but now I'm just a content creator full time, and have been for a while. But this is basically, you know, when I first started out content creation, I would do game development streams and stuff. But, you know, it took me a while to get going with content, to find something that works and actually start having any amount of success. And I just stopped doing game development content. So I primarily just make like Valheim speedrun content and challenge content and stuff like that now, and guides on YouTube. And that's what I do for a living. But today is like the first day in years that I've started streaming, doing game development again, because I just want to branch out and I kind of want to share the experience with you guys. And so to kick things off today, we're just doing because I do challenge runs in video games on YouTube, we're doing a game jam challenge run by entering a game jam halfway through. So yeah, I don't I am currently working on my own game full time. Not full time, in my spare time when I'm not making content. And that's what you just saw, like a quick prototype from like one room in the game. So I am still a game developer, but it's no longer my sort of main job. But I work on my game every single day still. So I'm now just thinking, like, how could this work in GB Studio? Because I think we like the idea. We've been on the Game Boy. No, I do content full time, but I'm also making my game, which sometimes takes up a lot of my time and sometimes doesn't. I try to prioritize my content. It's my YouTube channel, it's my main source of income, but you know, sometimes you know, I get sort of really into the game development for a while, but yeah, that's what I do. So I can imagine like collecting loot to use for potion ingredients. I can imagine this working. I was just thinking as well, actually, I've not messed around with like side-scroll platformer stuff. On the Game Boy. So if it was going to be Game Boys, like we'd have to figure out as well, like, is it a top down? Is it a side scroller? What is it? I kind of like doing projectiles. Or shooting potions. That's easy. I don't know how easy this idea of creating the shadows and the environment could create shadows. Because the thing is, the Game Boy is really limited to like how many sprites and stuff can be on screen at the same time. So the way you get around that is by essentially retiling the background. So you could create shadows by retiling background in AoE of potion. That might work. I'm just thinking. This could work by having bright color in palette for environment and dark color for shadow tiles. I like the idea of the term shadow tiles. To, yeah, create contrast when retiling. I think we can do it. Like, we want this, right? We're saying but I just wasn't, yeah. I think we do it. I think we can do this sort of idea with GB Studio. This is my only concern. Like, I think we all like the idea of it being able to run a Game Boy. I think that would get some style points for sure. Especially the fact that, like, I've got like 3 Game Boys on my desk right now. We could literally like show off it running on all the different Game Boys and stuff. It would be really cool. It'd just be really hard to do certain things. And I like this idea of us brewing potions that create shadows. Okay. let's think about this idea in detail now. So I'm just going to start typing. It's just like, this is pure brain dump off the top of the dome. And just get it all out, because now we need to think of more than just one concept. We need to think about it as a whole. I was thinking top down. Were you thinking 2D side scroller? You know what? Like, in my head, I'm thinking top down as well, because I feel like it makes the most sense for this idea. The only thing I was thinking that was cool about 2D side scrollers is that I haven't fucked with the 2D side scroller stuff in GB Studio yet. But I don't think that's a good enough idea to shoehorn the game idea into it. To start, it could be mega simple and still also true. I'm thinking top down as well. So, right. Top down. 2D. Game Boy game. Could be a little green triangle or something. Oh, we can... Don't worry. We can definitely get some character sprites and stuff. We can procedurally generate a lot of good, like, decent enough artwork. And then I can draw some as well. Oh, did I lose the explanation of what the jam is about? Oh, no, feel free. In fact, I think I did create a command that's !jam for a link, but I'm doing Pirate Software's game jam. Basically, this is the game jam, and we're basically doing a bit of a challenge run because you have 14 days, and we're entering it with only 7 days left. Well, 6 days and 11 hours now. So we're doing it with 50% of the time allotted. So we've got 7 days basically, including today. So technically, 6 to make a game. And the theme is shadows and alchemy. And the game's got to run in a web browser, and we have to submit a good game design document as well. So we're currently thinking about like the most literal idea of combining alchemy and shadows to me is basically making potions that create shadows that allow you to sneak through an environment. So basically we're thinking like you'll loot stuff that then allows you to make a potion that you can then sort of throw, that essentially creates a path for you to sneak by enemies. So maybe in this game you're actually useless. In fact, that's something good to write down. Maybe in this game, you play a character that is basically useless. The one thing this character is actually good at, for some bizarre reason, is making potions. Except they aren't that good at that either, because for whatever reason every potion they make just creates a shadow. Perhaps, depending on the ingredients. The shadow could behave differently. You have to sneak. Wait, no. There are environments maybe the shadow created by the potions reduces visibility of anyone who is in it. Yeah, that's just a good idea. We can write that down. Maybe the shadow created by the potions reduce the visibility of anyone inside it. There are environments filled with nasty enemies / monsters that the player cannot defeat. Therefore, must somehow get around. The only way around an enemy is to create a potion and use it in the right spot / spots. Bastard child of the potions teacher at a famous magic school, forced to grow up hidden in shame and shadows. Sneaking and stealth became second nature just to survive. Armed only with their knowledge of potions and hiding, our hero must escape their tortured existence, mastering the shadows to find the light. That is actually awesome. I love that. And for the game, the player can craft a basic potion that creates basic shadows and then be able to craft just a bit better an instant ingredient found during the adventures. Exactly. Yeah. I'm going to put this thing what Zenthorn posted in the chat as a quote because it's kind of nice. Oh. For whatever reason, not able to copy between computers with this app that I use right now, which is very annoying. But anyway, we kind of have to just commit because like we're really short on time. But we need to think a little bit more about what we do we maybe, or do we just get growing? I think maybe we just get going. Let's just do it. We'll commit to GB Studio and this idea that we have for now. So that resolves 4 and 5. Resolves 4. All right, so now we need to set up GB Studio project. I think it's all just going to be real times. Project. And then we want like a basic movement prototype. With sprites. Then we want a potion crafting. This might be a tricky one, actually, the ingredients thing. We'll have to figure that out. We want ingredients looting. Prototype. Potion. Oh my god, caps lock. If anything looks weird with my typing and stuff, I'm using a totally different keyboard to what I usually do. Just so I can actually be sat at this desk. I'm using my Windows keyboard with my Mac, so it's kind of confusing. Basic movement, ingredients. Yeah, what was the same? Potion, crafting prototype. And then, what do we even call this? Potion. Potion created shadow prototype or something. Square, grid, hexmap, freeform, real time, turn-based, not turn-based probably. Nah, I'm too excited. This is awesome. Maybe crafting a potion is in a menu. We'll have to see how we go, but probably, yeah. To decide, I just want to throw down a shadow, or do I want to imbue it with additional ingredients? We're gonna have to take specific mechanics, like one thing at a time. One real like common thing with like game dev is like when you're new to game dev, everyone has a tendency to sort of like aim a little too high, perhaps, let's say. Let me just look at something real quick. Game. Yeah. I think if I let's create a new GB Studio project. I guess we download the new version, fuck it. By the way, GBD Studio is totally for free on itch.io if anyone wants to try and make Game Boy games. It's really easy to use. Highly recommend it. It's in use. Should never have installed this update. Huge mistake. Oh, it's not bitching at me in privacy and security though. So I guess we're good. Okay, new. Blank. Pirate Jam game. Let's just call it game. Because this will determine the folder, I think. Yeah. Cool. Assets. I think what I did in my project is, yeah, you can actually just create a folder for tile sets and it does recognize it. But we might as well just get ahead and do that now because it's like nothing. So this is it. This is our game. It does nothing. There's nothing. It's nothingness. Let me actually. There's some of this stuff that we're not really. Using that much. Set up GB Studio project. We've done that. That's issue number 6. It is pure. And there are no errors yet. True. True. Okay. I think we start with basic movement prototype with sprites. Because yes. So I guess, yeah, if we want a basic movement prototype, then wait, hang on. I just remembered something. GB Studio. There's like a funny quirk with some of these modes where one might be more useful than the other for us here. Difference between top down 2D and the adventure or something they call it. What is adventure mode? Oh my god, bro. 8-way movement and pixel base as opposed to tile base. Okay. So yeah. We'll keep it to top down for now. So now this is our first build of the game. Are you ready to run it? It's going to be this horrific white background with a Game Boy palette in the bottom right and a character sprite that is just an arrow. First time you compile it, it's gonna take a minute. Gotta love the simplicity of GB Studio, just like the fact that that's even just set up right away is pretty sick. Or do we want adventure? Let's see. Maybe we do. It kind of... Why is it a mess when we go diagonal? The thing that I'm not sure about, are these movement style presets? No. It's actually kind of crazier than that. It's like really weird. So GB Studio is like a crazy like open source project for people to make new Game Boy games. And the Game Boy is like really limited, right? Yeah, and it just has like certain systems sort of built in. And so they've boiled it down to just genres. So if you do top-down 2D, like first of all, I don't even know what will happen. If I do platform, I will probably just fall to the bottom. Yeah. So like quite basically each type of game that you select has a whole set of systems that go with it, if that makes sense. It's not that crazy. It's still like nothing like just getting some asset pack or something off the Unreal Store or whatever. But a lot of things that like might take a few days to implement in Game Maker or something, or just ready to go. Balance that with the fact that you could only display 192 unique tiles on screen at any one time. You can only have, 96 sprites and 30 trigger points and 10 actors, so it's like, I love it. I'm loving it right now, which is why I was just, when I got into it, I was like, fuck it. I'm making my game on the Game Boy now. I'm loving it. But it has its pros and cons. Very simple things are very easy to do, but you are working with a completely fucking insane constraints. I can actually show you an example. Should we even get into showing you an example is the question, or should we just crack on? I can show you something real quick. So let me think about this. How's the best to do this? So let me show you just one example of something. Let me open this in Sprite. So this is an example of a background that I'm working with in the current sort of prototype of the game that I'm working on. This is one background, one room. So like for starters, you guys saw what it looked like right before in color. This is actually the asset for the background. It's just hard. It has to be, no matter what asset you work with, it has to be done in the full color standard Game Boy color palette. And then you assign a palette to it afterwards that recolors it. So any asset you create, you have to create it like this, in this like green palette, and then you recolor it in real time, basically, right? But what actually is going on here is I wanted to be able to allow the player to build things and plant crops and stuff like that, because it's, you build in a village in the main game that I'm working on, right? But the problem is you're so limited by the amount of sprites that you can have on the screen. The only good way to do that is to retile the background in real time, right? But how that works is, though, say you was walking through this area, right, and you wanted to place a flower or something here. You see how like all this is just this like dark black, this black dark green color. The way the Game Boy works is, if I placed a flower here by retiling this, every other tile that looked the same as it would also get replaced. So what you have to do is every tile where you want to be able to plant things or build things, or basically any tile you want to be able to retile, if you only want to retile that one spot, it has to be unique. So every one of these weird patterns is a little 8x8. If I turn the grid on, you can see 8x8 tile that's totally unique. These weird patterns inside these fences. And then that allows me to just be able to play something in this tile, for example. The problem with that is the game can only have, Game Boy can only have 192 unique tiles at once, which means it's not possible for you to be able to do it anywhere on the screen, which is why I've just got these build lots where you can do it. And then this obviously looks fucking completely insane. When you actually see the game running, it doesn't look like that, right? I'll boot it up on the Game Boy as we talk, so I can actually show it without having to exit the project. But so when the room starts, I retile it on launch, so it doesn't look like that. So it just looks like dirt or sand or whatever, you see. But then when you walk up to, hang on. You see, it looks normal. But then if I walk up to the sign and interact and build on this plot, it's just retiled those unique tiles that you can't see anymore with a house that's split up, sliced into 8x8 tiles. That's just one practical example I can give you of how the limitations are fucking insane. Because if it was using an actual normal modern game engine, you wouldn't have to do any of this shit, bro. So it's absolutely amazing. For the simple things that it has going for it. But it can be a massive ball ache to accomplish something that would be very trivial in a normal game engine. Something I'm curious about, right, is you know, like this 2D top-down thing is tile-based. This adventure thing does feel a little bit more natural. My only problem is I want to know if it kind of expects us to animate 8 different directions, because if it is, then that could be really fucked. Because the only reason I say that is that look how weird it looks when you hold down both directions. Let me... Fixed direction, fixed movement, 4 directions of movement. Oh, I see. There doesn't appear to be... Oh, you can create new animation states, though. The only thing that... It's just kind of bothering me. Or, like, I sort of like the feel of this adventure thing. But the fact that it looks jank holding 2 different directions already. You see what I'm talking about? This is just making me think it's not going to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can hypothetically. You can do that, yeah. Final Fantasy VIII battle music? Hell yeah, dude. Samuel Bellamy. Isn't that the name of a famous pirate or something? You see, this is just not going to let us down. It behaves exactly how you would expect. I think I'm going to stick with top-down 2D for now and not the adventure one. There would be finally someone with good lesson in history. It's Black Sam Bellamy, right? The like the most badass pirate out of Nassau. And isn't he the one where there's also like an awesome like romance story to it, right? Where it was all like for a woman and she went, his boat shipwrecked on shore or something, going back to find her, and she went like insane over it all or something like that. I fucking love that. What's it called? There's a documentary. Well, first of all, Black Sails is one of my favorite TV shows. And then I love the I forget what it's called. There's a documentary series on Netflix that explains sort of like the real story of everything that happened with the island of Nassau. Or Nassau, however you're supposed to say it. I love that shit, bro. So cool. Okay, so what we actually need now, chat, is I can't deal with this background right now. I can't deal with it. We totally should not start with making a background, but this is pissing me off. It's hurting my eyes. Make an issue new background if you want. I like it that you get into this. I'll put make placeholder background. All right, so in this is Sprite. It's a program for creating pixel art, and I already have the Game Boy color palettes loaded. So let's just fucking, you know, dude. I'm just thinking, like, what kind of sort of scenery and stuff do we want to be looking at? I'm gonna go boot into Windows real quick. Remember when Game Boy Color came out and Nintendo Power had all the kind of sample recommendations for various palettes to use with certain games? Never had it myself. It looked so cool. I know. I fucking loved it so much. One of my most played consoles. So I have this tool for procedurally generating tiles. Don't launch Steam. Go away, Steam. Had the regular old Game Boy. No backlight. Yeah, even the Game Boy Color had no backlight. I actually have both right here in front of me, plus the sort of modern device that I showed before. They're looking a bit worse for wear now. They was in pretty good condition, but the OG Game Boy all yellowed out and stuff. And then Game Boy Color. Working order. Just a little... I don't know, needs a bit of a clean up. I might restore them. Anyway, what I was thinking is... what kind of... In fact, maybe something like this could work. Stone. When you get down to 8x8, this procedural stuff just gets kind of strange, to be honest. That looks good. For magma. We do magma pretty easily. Water will probably work pretty good too. Yeah, it does. Let's open tiled over here. We'll close this stuff. We need to start a new tile project. For now, I was just thinking like maybe we might be able to do better than this. But I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do this. But we're gonna do this. So we do have this directory set up that is called temp images. That is kind of like dump images in that are used for creating different sets of assets. So I think we do like yeah, I'll just call that water for now. Like, these may not even ever get used, but considering we can just easily procedurally generate, it's something to get started with, isn't it? Well, I'll just call that lava. I wonder if we can get a nice grass sprite as well. So I'm typed grass because that's what I said out loud. You can tell it's 20 to 4 in the morning. Holy shit, bro. Let's not get too hung up on this. That sort of seems better. I don't know, it looks kind of bad, to be honest. That could be good. Let's go with this. This is a tool called Spartan that was actually created as part of a game jam years ago, and I've used it ever since I found it. Just it's really good for like just a starting point on certain things. This is a little weird, but I'm thinking with this, right, we can actually kind of, we create a new project, and this is an application called Tiled, which is literally for creating levels and tile maps and stuff like that for pixel art games. It's really awesome. So if we go to here and we go to design, levels, tiled. I guess just for simplicity purposes, we'll just create a folder called level 1. In fact, no, we won't. We'll just put it all in here. So, Pirate Jam game. So that's the new project. Let's create a new tile set. And we want 8x8 tiles. We need a tile set image first. So, how many tiles do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we go to this, create another new thing, and we just create a 16 by 16 image, which is tiny. We can then go to this directory and open with a sprite. I can just copy and paste them into this. I'll turn the grid on as well so you can see what's going on. What else we got? Bricks. All right. So this is going to be a tile set. So let's go into our directory, repositories, Pirate Jam game, design, art, a sprite. We need a tile set folder. Tile sets, and we'll save this as an a sprite file, and we'll call it, I don't know, level 1 tile set, let's say. Right, except we have a problem because this won't work. So what we actually want to do is duplicate this layer, and it's our color version, this is our Game Boy version, right? So now we can only have 4 colors per tile on a Game Boy. Let me just look at GitHub for a second. the Git client. Yeah, we're good. Make sure I'm not missed anything. So because these are tiles, we want the background colors. And what we want to first do is we want to look at these and think, do we have enough colors for this? So I see 1, 2, 3. Right, that's doable in 4 colors. It's probably a little bit more than that, but we can do it. This 1, 2. This is just 3 colors, so that's easy. 1, 2, 3. That's basically 3. 1, 2. And that's basically 3. Okay, so now what we do is the way all of this works for it to work for the Game Boy, right, is everything is organized in order of brightness. Hypothetically. Okay. So we want the darkest colors here want to be the darkest colors here, right? Because I can actually show you in the engine. If we go to our palette section, everything's organized from lightest to darkest. Now, the funny thing is, we can swap this color with that color, and it will literally make the darkest pixels in the image this color still. So really, it's just an order that the engine works with, but your original image does need to be colored correctly. Otherwise, you're just going to get so lost in the source, if that makes sense. Like, if you don't color in correctly from when it comes to dark to bright, you're going to have massive issues when just figuring out what color needs to be what in your palette if you don't do it that way. So here's what we're going to do. We've got the Game Boy Color palette, right? Just going to get a bucket tool. And I'm going to just go with all the dark colors in this bottom left sprite. And then we're going to go with the next brightness up. I should be able to... hang on. There we go. We'll organize it from dark to bright. So now I'll guess this as well. So now it looks cursed. But I think that's right. So we've now got that grass tile in Game Boy mode. So now let's do the same with these. So that's pretty simple. And then it needs to be one. We even have a color to spare, which is almost never the case. All right. So a Game Boyifying these palettes. Yeah, no colors to spare. These are lies. It's kind of true, to be honest. Bro, I've got Game Boy brain rot. If I can use, you know, more than like 2 colors, I'm so excited. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. All right, so far so good. Okay, so this is our official tile set. So yeah, we're gonna export this. And ParaChamp game. Now we're gonna go to the actual game asset folder now. I'm gonna chuck this in tile sets. Level 1 tile set. Export that. Boom. Boom. Right. So now we've got this as a real image. It exists in the game. So now what I'm gonna do is tile set. Level 1. So now we're in tiled. And you can see it says it's based on tile set image, right? So we're going to go into our game directory. We're going to open this image now. So now we're creating a tiled asset for a new tile set that is just this, which is kind of hilarious. But now if we go new map, hang on, what is it? It's 160 divided by 8 is 20, and 18. There's 20 by 18 tiles. Tile size is 8. Right, so what this will actually do now is create this actual tile map. And this could be our actual level. You can see down here, we have our tiles. Now, the really fucked up thing is, I can barely tell what's what. So, let's go back to the A-Sprite project and hide this so we remember what's what. So, grass is in the bottom left. So, we could probably, like, fill with water. And then we should be able to make why not draw shapes? You know what? Drawing shapes is shit anyway. Why is this grid so bad, by the way? Alright, whatever. Oh yeah, we can do that. could kind of put ourselves on a little island almost. We can maybe kind of round it out almost. No, that's good. Yeah. This looks completely batshit crazy right now, chat. I'm aware. That's probably way too narrow a path, isn't it? We should probably... We're not doing level design right now. But... This is just something to work with for now. So this is, we've now got this saved as like a tile map, right? So now I can actually export this as an image. And we can go to our game directory. Assets, backgrounds. Or we can literally just call this level 1. We should probably start having an actual naming convention in the project. Okay, so if we don't give things good prefixes, it's going to be a disaster later down the line managing everything. It's just crying because we renamed the file, but we're all good. Okay, so now go back to the actual engine and we can set the background as BG level 1, which basically does nothing. And it's basically like eye cancer. But remember, we saved 2 layers, right? One color and one not color for the tile set. What we can actually do is now we can create new palettes. And literally just have grass, Now, this gets very complicated if you're trying to procedurally generate stuff, which is obviously not common on the Game Boy, but it is what I'm doing in my game. When things are in the same spot, it's pretty simple to do a lot more color when it's not procedurally generated. Right, so we've got a color palette for every single one of them. So let's start with water. So we want to start with the darkest colors. So we go here, use the dropper tool, get the hex value here, go to the darkest thing, boom. We go to the next darkest one, here. And then rinse and repeat. Wait. Did I? Wait, hang on. Did I already mess this up? No, I didn't. Let me just make sure that middle one's correct. I'm now paranoid. Okay, and then the lighters can stay the light like whatever really want, because it's not really going to be in use. But now, something we can do if we go to the game world. There's this really awesome... Oh, we need to enable color mode. And that turns on color palettes, right? So now, something we can do is... These are all of the possible background palettes. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different sets of 4 colors per scene. So now we can go to water, and then we can go over here to the paint tool and select water and look. And just remember how much effort that was to get a color image into the engine. But now we paint the water color palette onto the water tiles. Right? Back to palettes. Onto lava, darkest. Dude. I think that's it, right? My belly looks like a different color. That's definitely right. I think what's going on is, if I remember rightly, sometimes the colors don't get displayed correctly or something weird like that. But anyway, let's add lava. Paint tool, lava. Oh, that's not supposed to be lava. Pallets, grass. We're zooming now, chat. We're zooming. You can always see, like, with grass in a lot of video games, like pretty small color changes kind of create like a softer texture. Because that almost all looks like the same color here. Now, something that I don't think you can do with backgrounds would be awesome if it was possible, is make it so you just have it programmed somewhere to be like, oh, this tile will always use this palette. And that doesn't appear to be possible. You know what? I think I actually prefer the palette it's selected by default. What happened to Valheim? True. All right. Don't really even like this block tile, so I'm going to leave that like that for now. Something that we can even do as well is like, you can create level geometry like this. Now, this level is like a mess. It's not really... We've not designed it. We're just like throwing stuff at the screen right now. But now, like, we won't be able to go through here, look. And we could even make it that something happens when we hit those lava blocks as well. That's a little weird there. How's it going? No, thanks for talking about the stream. I hope you're doing good, bud. All right. Make placeholder background. We've definitely done that. we're getting carried away on some tasks that we shouldn't be getting carried away on because we've got 7 days to make a goddamn video game. We're also here to have fun as well. Good luck. Thank you. All right, so we need a sprite. There's literally a character generator. Yeah, this. That is literally made for randomly generating Game Boy sprites for Game Boy Game Jammers, believe it or not. So like, I don't know. I can't decide whether I want like a modern day looking protagonist or not. Well, that's kind of interesting. That face just makes it kind of weird. We can have a dude in a robe. Some of these are pretty good for enemies. But that's great for an enemy. I think these like flat eyes, we can always actually edit these ourselves as well. Well, that's interesting. They almost look like they could be, like this face almost looks like it could be some sort of troll or goblin or orc or something. think maybe even the one goes up kind of even more so. The torso is perfect. That's kind of funny. It's almost starting to look friendly though at that point. I think that's good. This is totally unintentionally like not what we were looking for. But I barely even tell what's going on there. Now, I think we need both sets of animations. Well, that's cool for an enemy. Oh, maybe it's a cute girl. Because this stuff's randomly generated, like if it spits out something good, you kind of gotta like roll with it. She looks like she's smiling when you get this green one on, doesn't she? That's kind of cool. I do kind of love the blonde pigtails thing. I mean, this is basically just perfect as is. But maybe we can actually have a version with a smiling as well. Okay. Got something to work with. First things first. Open a sprite. Open a sprite. Okay. To start with, we need to sort out this sprite sheet because it's not going to be correct. So to start with, we can just add on 3 more tiles. Turn on the grid on all these. Six. 16 times 3. 48. 96. Plus 48. That's 144. And what we're going to do is we kind of want everything to just be on the same sprite sheet. So that's what we're actually going to do. And then we can actually save this. This isn't right. Still, we need to organize this and figure it out. But it's obviously a start. So, we can save this in our design folder, art, a sprite, and under characters. And this can actually just be an a sprite file for now. I will just call it enemy. I mean, does he look like a goblin? I don't know. So that's that. So now we can get rid of this. Now we need to kind of do the same here. So change this to 144. Hang on. Did that wrong. Okay, so now do the same for this. And I guess I'll just call this player for now. All right, so we've got 2 sprite sheets. What we need to do is figure out like what parts of this are redundant, so we don't use too many frames, basically. So we can already see that this one is the same as this one. So just get rid of that. See, these are technically just mirrored, but that's fine. Okay. So we do on 28 now. Just take that bit off. Now that it should be fine for now for an enemy sprite. Then we go to our game, assets, sprites, and we'll do sp underscore enemy. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be the same for this one as well. Okay. Now we might have to call it soon because it's getting crazy late. But we should be able to do what we wanted to do on our list, basically, for basic movement prototype with sprites. So now, how this works is, chat, we go to sprites, player, and in the animation settings, we want 4 directions plus movement. It creates all of these animation states for us. But they're not going to be set up correct. So the first one is idle right. You can see you've got all these frames here at the bottom. So we want to delete them. So idle right. Oh, we want to click flip right to create left as well. So we have to create less animations. So idle right is this. Delete this. Idle right. Idle up. Idle down. Moving right. You want this one first. So it actually looks like she's moving. If it doesn't look like, if you don't have like the footstep first, then you always have a split second where it doesn't seem like the character's moving. Moving up. It doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't look like. Add another frame. Moving down. frame down, and that should oh, we need to set up player sprite as the actual player sprite. And there we go. Obviously this level is way too tight and weird. We're getting there. This is the beginning. We should probably create like not a proper designed level, but you know, like a more appropriate test stage for what we want to accomplish. Why does this look so cooked though right now? I don't know. Let me take a look at the actual sprite for a second. Yeah, so all that has to be one color. Or ooh. Basically, wait, I can't let me actually open this. This will be it's easier to show. Basically, if in order for this to work, right? Either a hair has to be the same color as a head or a shirt. So now I'm thinking, could she have a red shirt and red hair, or blue shirt and blue hair? Why does that look so cooked? You know, for now, let's just yeah. Let's create a player palette. And have it slightly off white. And then That's kind of good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's much better. It's actually much better. Right. I think I'm gonna call it there. We can actually do like some interesting stuff with this. So to break down like how like fundamentally you can do levels and stuff with the Game Boy stuff. You've got actors, which are basically like stuff you can assign a sprite to. So for characters or for things that you really interact with. Good time, you took a melatonin, hell yeah. And you've got scenes, which is what we're in right now. And you've got triggers. And triggers, you can run scripts when you enter or leave them. So like, for example, this lava pool here, you know, we could literally just do something super random. For example, when we go in this lava, you know, for example, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there for now. I think we're on the right track here. At some point we're gonna have to do like a whole day of doing super in-depth design document stuff. Yeah, but yeah, this is a good start. So yeah, tomorrow I'll probably do a similar thing, where I'll be continuing on the game development stuff on stream at some point tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to do Valheim before, but if I do have time, I will do Valheim and then this. If not, at least for the next few days, we'll just stick to doing this. Did I check this off? Basic movement sprites. I didn't. Okay, so resolve number 7 before we go anywhere. So resolves 7. Basic movement with sprites. Hell yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, this game jam is obviously it's only on for 5/6 more days or whatever. However you want to look at it, considering it's like almost 5 in the morning for me. So I'm going to be grinding this out. But if I do have time, I'll do the Valheim streams before it. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting or educational. If you did, don't forget to leave a like or a comment on YouTube. I'll leave this up on YouTube, I think. And yeah, I'll make a video about this process once we're done, and post that on YouTube as well. So yeah, just so everyone knows, my plan is to just continue doing the same kind of content we always do. But this kind of stuff that I do randomly, like for fun or just like working on projects that I'm actually taking super seriously, like my own game, I'm just going to start streaming it now, because it just means that we're just going to get more streams out of it. And if we're doing that, we might as well make the occasional video too. So yeah, we're trying it. I know it's not for everyone, but shout out to you guys. Shout out to Zenthorn, Seawage. Who else? There's been several people who are super interested. Marco was interested. Yeah, you guys like Amber. So it's actually really nice to see there is people in the community interested in this. So thanks. I really appreciate that. I'm probably talking gibberish because it's 5 in the morning. But thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to be breaking my rules of making myself work on my game every day, I think. So I just need to go to bed. So I'm going to break my streak with that, but it is what it is. All right. Night, guys. Have a good one. Bye.